Paper 14. The Central and Divine Universe. The perfect and divine universe occupies the center of all creation. It is the eternal core around which the vast creations of time and space revolve. Paradise is the gigantic nuclear isle of absolute stability which rests motionless at the very heart of the magnificent eternal universe. This central planetary family is called Havona, and is far distant from the local universe of Nebadon. It is of enormous dimensions and almost unbelievable mass, and consists of 1 billion spheres of unimagined beauty and superb grandeur. But the true magnitude of this vast creation is really beyond the understanding grasp of the human mind. This is the one and only settled, perfect, and established aggregation of worlds. This is a wholly created and perfect universe. It is not an evolutionary development. This is the eternal core of perfection, about which swirls that endless procession of universes which constitute the tremendous evolutionary experiment, the audacious adventure of the Creator sons of God, who aspire to duplicate in time and to reproduce in space the pattern universe, the ideal of divine completeness, supreme finality, ultimate reality, and eternal perfection. 1. The Paradise-Havona System. From the periphery of Paradise to the inner borders of the 7 superuniverses, there are the following 7 space conditions and motions. 1. The quiescent mid-space zones impinging on Paradise. 2. The clockwise processional of the 3 Paradise and the 7 Havona circuits. 3. The semi-quiet space zone separating the Havona circuits from the dark gravity bodies of the central universe. 4. The inner counterclockwise moving belt of the dark gravity bodies. 5. The second unique space zone dividing the 2 space paths of the dark gravity bodies. 6. The outer belt of dark gravity bodies revolving clockwise around Paradise. 7. A third space zone, a semi-quiet zone, separating the outer belt of dark gravity bodies from the innermost circuits of the 7 superuniverses. The billion worlds of Havona are arranged in 7 concentric circuits immediately surrounding the 3 circuits of Paradise satellites. There are upwards of 35 million worlds in the innermost Havona circuit, and over 245 million in the outermost, with proportionate numbers intervening. Each circuit differs, but all are perfectly balanced and exquisitely organized, and each is pervaded by a specialized representation of the Infinite Spirit, one of the 7 spirits of the circuits. In addition to other functions, this impersonal spirit coordinates the conduct of celestial affairs throughout each circuit. The Havona planetary circuits are not superimposed. Their worlds follow each other in an orderly, linear procession. The central universe whirls around the stationary Isle of Paradise in one vast plane, consisting of 10 concentric stabilized units, the 3 circuits of Paradise spheres, and the 7 circuits of Havona worlds. Physically regarded, the Havona and the Paradise circuits are all one and the same system. Their separation is in recognition of functional and administrative segregation. Time is not reckoned on Paradise. The sequence of successive events is inherent in the concept of those who are indigenous to the central isle. But time is germane to the Havona circuits and to numerous beings of both celestial and terrestrial origin sojourning thereon. Each Havona world has its own local time, determined by its circuit. All worlds in a given circuit have the same length of year, since they uniformly swing around Paradise, and the length of these planetary years decreases from the outermost to the innermost circuit. Besides Havona circuit time, there is the Paradise-Havona Standard Day, and other time designations which are determined on and are sent out from the 7 Paradise satellites of the Infinite Spirit. The Paradise-Havona Standard Day is based on the length of time required for the planetary abodes of the first or inner Havona circuit to complete 1 revolution around the Isle of Paradise. And though their velocity is enormous, owing to their situation between the dark gravity bodies and gigantic Paradise, it requires almost 1,000 years for these spheres to complete their circuit. You have unwittingly read the truth when your eyes rested on the statement, "A day is as 1,000 years with God, as but a watch in the night." One Paradise Havona day is just 7 minutes 3 1/8 seconds less than 1,000 years of the present Urantia leap year calendar. This Paradise Havona day is the standard time measurement for the 7 superuniverses, although each maintains its own internal time standards. On the outskirts of this vast central universe, far out beyond the 7th belt of Havona worlds, there swirl an unbelievable number of enormous dark gravity bodies. These multitudinous dark masses are quite unlike other space bodies in many particulars. Even in form they are very different. These dark gravity bodies neither reflect nor absorb light. They are non-reactive to physical energy light, and they so completely encircle and enshroud Havona as to hide it from the view of even nearby inhabited universes of time and space. The great belt of dark gravity bodies is divided into 2 equal elliptical circuits by a unique space intrusion. The inner belt revolves counterclockwise, the outer revolves clockwise. These alternate directions of motion, coupled with the extraordinary mass of the dark bodies, so effectively equalize the lines of Havona gravity as to render the central universe a physically balanced and perfectly stabilized creation. The inner procession of dark gravity bodies is tubular in arrangement, consisting of 3 circular groupings. A cross-section of this circuit would exhibit 3 concentric circles of about equal density. The outer circuit of dark gravity bodies is arranged perpendicularly, being 10,000 times higher than the inner circuit. The up and down diameter of the outer circuit is 50,000 times that of the transverse diameter. The intervening space, which exists between these 2 circuits of gravity bodies, is unique in that nothing like it is to be found elsewhere in all the wide universes. This zone is characterized by enormous wave movements of an up and down nature, and is permeated by tremendous energy activities of an unknown order. In our opinion, nothing like the dark gravity bodies of the central universe will characterize the future evolution of the outer space levels. We regard these alternate processions of stupendous gravity-balancing bodies as unique in the master universe. 2. Constitution of Havona. Spirit beings do not dwell in nebulous space. They do not inhabit ethereal worlds. They are domiciled on actual spheres of a material nature, worlds just as real as those on which mortals live. The Havona worlds are actual and literal, albeit their literal substance differs from the material organization of the planets of the 7 superuniverses. The physical realities of Havona represent an order of energy organization radically different from any prevailing in the evolutionary universes of space. Havona energies are threefold. Superuniverse units of energy matter contain a twofold energy charge, although one form of energy exists in negative and positive phases. The creation of the central universe is threefold, trinity. The creation of a local universe directly is twofold, by a creator sun and a creative spirit. The material of Havona consists of the organization of exactly 1,000 basic chemical elements and the balanced function of the 7 forms of Havona energy. Each of these basic energies manifests 7 phases of excitation, so that the Havona natives respond to 49 differing sensation stimuli. In other words, viewed from a purely physical standpoint, the natives of the central universe possess 49 specialized forms of sensation. The Urantia senses are 70, and the higher spiritual orders of reaction response vary in different types of beings from 70 to 210. None of the physical beings of the central universe would be visible to Urantians. Neither would any of the physical stimuli of those faraway worlds excite a reaction in your gross sense organs. If a Urantia mortal could be transported to Havona, he would there be deaf, blind, and utterly lacking in all other sense reactions. He could only function as a limited, self-conscious being deprived of all environmental stimuli and all reactions thereto. There are numerous physical phenomena and spiritual